What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Memphis Conservative channel. If you had subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that like button and share this video and comment down below. So, shout out to the Daily Caller for this one. So, what do we have here? GOP state releases proposed map eliminating its sole Democratic district. So, let's get right into this. And this is going on right here where I live at, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And it's a major uproar about it. They don't like it. And they down here lying to, of course, a bunch of black people anyway, um, that they trying to take away your vote and you won't be represented. Your vote won't count. And they using these what I call these bourgeois boule preachers that's here, that's down here in Memphis, some of them, and using them too. Black Caucus, all of them. So that's Steve Cohen right there. This man right here been in this seat right here that he has since I was a little kid. What has changed? So let's get right into this. Tennessee Republican legislators announced a proposed congressional map Wednesday that would carve up the state's last Democrat-held district. On Friday, Republican Governor Bill Lee called a special legislative session to convene Tuesday to formally review the state's congressional map to ensure it remains fair, legal, and defensible. By Wednesday, a proposed map had already been announced. We owe it to the Tennesseans to ensure our congressional districts accurately reflect the will of Tennessee voters, Lee said Friday, adding that any changes must be made soon so as not to interfere with election qualified timeline as the August 6th primaries approach. Tennessee's Senate Republican. By Tennessee's Senate Republicans, who said it reflects the state's conservative values. The decision to move forward with the redistricting came after a landmark decision by the Supreme Court of the United States, saying that district lines must not be determined by race, which often resulted in the creation of Democratic districts. So they know a lot of people, especially black people, don't understand this right here, what's going on. My thing is the Democrats have been this rejoin redistrict thing. Democrats have been doing that for years. They've been doing this for decades. That's how they got a whole bunch of seats and stuff. But the way they was doing it was race based. You're doing it based off race and off race, and you're not supposed to do that. So basically, the maps are really getting redrawn, and they're getting redrawn the right way. So they're the ones that been, cheating with this all this time. But it's just such an uproar about it because now the Republicans are redrawing maps. But like I said, Democrats have been doing it for decades. And nobody said anything. Nobody had a problem with it. So this is what's going on. And quite a few of these politicians and stuff that's here in Memphis, scared they're gonna lose their seats. Which they rightfully should. Because my thing is, and then they got I seen the video, y'all got a lot of they held a meeting or whatever about it, really basically lying to them folks. And I'm like, I can't believe I was like this. I said this can't be this many. I ain't gonna say dumb people, but ignorant people. Ignorant, definition of ignorant is lack of knowledge here in this city like this. You all been voting Democrat since the 60s. What has changed in your neighborhood? Still the violence, still the same old, same old. Um, they protesting, picking signs, doing all this. They're going in hard on it and got the voters, out there and stuff like that too. They're going in hard on this. Why y'all don't go hard on this to get drug dealers about your neighborhoods? You get the gang bangers and stuff about your neighborhoods. All the stuff that goes on in our community here. I mean, where's all the energy at for all of that stuff? And I was looking at some of the numbers on the Shelby County mayor, the person that won. It won with like 21,000 votes. Now y'all know doggone well it's more than 21,000 people live in this city. Let you know people not getting out and voting. But when it's time to vote for president, they go out in droves. But your local elections matter way more than your presidential election. And it wasn't Republicans really running for anything here. Well, Shelby County mayor was, but there's only one person. And that was the person I was going to vote for anyway, that was running for the Republican. Everything else, I had to write names in at the voting machine because it's when, wasn't, they didn't have Republican candidates. Everything that was being ran for a whole bunch of, it's the primaries, a whole bunch of Democrats running for it, for this or for that, or for this or for that. Yeah. Tennessee is a red state, but yeah, Memphis is a blue city ran by Democrats. That's why it is where it is. Now here's the new districts unlocked. That's what the map is gonna look like when all this right here go through. Tennessee Republican lawmakers today proposed a new congressional map to ensure our state's representation in Washington reflects our conservative values. The map look pretty to me. Red. And some more like Alabama, they're gonna do theirs. Mississippi, they're gonna do theirs. Indiana. I want to say Missouri too, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong about that, but I think Missouri too. But I like this red. And it's my favorite color, I might add. Always have been. The Supreme Court has opted that redistricting, like the traditional system, should be colorblind. Republican State House Speaker Cameron Sexton said Wednesday the decision indicated states can redistrict based on partisan politics. Today, Tennessee joins other red and blue states in rejoin their congressional maps. Sexton and Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson also filed complementary bills to allow for lawmakers to create new district maps more than once each decade in both the state's House and Senate. And then that's another thing too. Democrats, they've been all of, CNN, and they've been talking about it and stuff. They've been in such an uproar about this. Because you know why? Democrats have no more room to redistrict or redraw maps. They've been doing it for decades. They didn't max. It's like a credit card. They didn't max that out. They don't have enough room to even gerrymander. But they've been gerrymandered for years. That's how they become to have a whole bunch of seats like they do. Like they have. That's how they stayed in power. And the way they was doing it with black folks was drawing, how they was, draw the line straight down the map, and they was doing it based off race, off color, skin color. That's how they've been doing it. And you're not supposed to do it like that. Redistricting and stuff based on skin color and stuff. That's why the old saying was always the Democrat need the black votes. They need the black votes. Ask yourself, hell, we ain't but what, 13, maybe 14% of the population. What is so important about our votes like that you just need them to win and stay in power. the way they've been drawing the maps. The two legislative leaders said they expect the Republican majorities of both chambers to vote for the proposals on Thursday, according to NBC News. Although legislative opposition is small, state Democrats are trying to unite voters against the change. Yeah, they sure been doing that. Democratic State Representative Justin J. Pearson, the guy with the afro, the glasses, I can't stand him, said the maps look like a coloring book and that it has been done in secrecy. Anyway, it has nothing to do with preserving our democracy. We're not a democracy, we're a republic. Sick of them saying it too. Elevating the voices of our constituents or solving the problems that we need to solve. Pearson said, inviting voters to reach out to their state representatives. This is an attack on our Black majority district. This is an attack on our democracy. We're not a democracy, we're a republic. It says to the republic in which it stands. It did not say to the democracy in which it stands. To the republic in which it stands, one nation, under God. The only Democratic congressman for Tennessee, Steve Cohen, called the proposal insane, saying that the GOP's map will put people 200 plus miles apart being represented by the same congressman. It's a blunted, corrupt power grab that would destroy the Black communities, like our community ain't already destroyed now by stuff. But anyway, that's another chapter. And our entire city's voice, Cohen said, whose seat is set to be eliminated? Hopefully yours. And Justin Pearson and a couple more of you people. The fight comes as many other red and blue states rush to complete redistricting before this year's midterms. Neither the Tennessee House Democrats nor Congressman Cohen returned the Daily Caller's request for comment. Y'all doing all this talking and posting and stuff like that. Why don't you have a comment on these people requests when they want you to comment on something? I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad this is happening. I support that this is happening. I have no problem with it. People been voting the same way here. Nothing has changed. Try something different. There's nothing wrong with trying new things. Something different. Been voting for these folks since the 60s. So let me know what y'all think about this. I want to hear y'all. Would like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for stopping by at the Myth Conservatives channel. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit that like button and share this video and comment down below. Peace.